Would you like to know the truth about free final expense lead programs? Would you like to know why there is so much fine print when you find out the details of these things? We're going to give you what you need to know so that you can decide if a free lead program is right for you. So get ready. We're going to give you 6 points to ponder before you put the old ring on the finger and say, I do, and then go, what did I just do to myself? For point number one, understand that with most, not all free lead programs, you never own the business. You never own the policies. They're going to pay you LOA. And you're going, LOA? No way. You mean they get the ownership of the most important thing here? And that is truly they own the policies and you don't. If you don't own the policies, this is a real big problem when you're trying to build a business. It's their business, not your business. So understand that any free lead program that you're probably looking at, ask them, number one, do I own the business and am I paid directly from the insurance company, the carrier, or am I paid from you, the company? You don't want the company to win when you walk out that door and find out all your work was for naught and you don't own a single policy. That is super important for you. Free lead programs, top producers just don't go this direction because they know that they're not building the empire for themselves, they're building it for somebody else. So, number one, very critical if you're debating or deciding about a free lead program, ask them who owns the block of business, who owns the policies. Is it you? Or is it me? You got to be selfish here, my friends. You need to own and control the block of business. This is what top insurance producers know, which is why they're not going to take that kind of a handshake if they don't have to. Now, number two is very important for you, too, if you're debating or deciding about a free lead program is that you may not own the residuals. The company once again wins. And if you're a $100,000 a year producer, that's big money. We're talking $5,000 of renewals if you wrote 100,000 in AP and you got a 5% renewal for life. This is powerful for you. You really want to give up 5 grand of renewals if you're a 100K guy for the rest of your career? Really? That doesn't sound great to me. The house wins and you, my friends, lose if that's you. So number two is a big deal. Who owns the residuals? Who owns the renewable compensation? This is something you really want to know about so that you don't pout when you find out, uh-oh, I didn't know this. All right. Knowledge is power, my friends. And I'm going to put this knowledge at your fingertips so that you can at least know some of the truths here. No residual. Now, a lot of captive insurance agents that may be given a free lead program, because I used to be a captive agent back in the day, they'll at least give you some renewal for the rest of your career. I've been in this business over 20 years, 2+ decades. And you know what? I still get money dropped in my bank account from business I wrote over 20 years ago because I was smart enough as an insurance agent to know that I really want my residuals and my renewals because you deserve to be rewarded for your hard work. You want to hustle that hard and then find out that number one, you don't own a single lick of the policies. And then number two, you don't own any of the renewals. I sure didn't. That doesn't sound like a great time. Now, number three, this is why top insurance producers do not join free lead programs because the pain of this is really ugly. Number three, you're going to get paid 35, 40% commission. And oh, yikes, you're going to find out you got to do some really gritty things and some just heavy lifting to get them to lift your commission grids up. You should be earning 90 or 100% or more commission, but because you gave that free lead ring, okay, a chance on your hand, you're going to get handed almost no reward. 40% commissions, 45% commissions, maybe 37 and a half. And if you're a baller of an agent, they're going to give you a couple extra bucks. This is not going to be great for you, but it's going to be really good for that company because they own the business, they own the residual, they own the reward, and they'll go ahead and give you a 40, 50% little piece, and you're not even going to be able to do the math on it because 40 to 50% is not going to maybe get all advanced to you, and your bucks are going to be extremely low versus you being a top producer that joins a powerful insurance organization selling life insurance and really getting triple digit commissions so that you can earn 100% or more commissions compared to the 40, 45, 50% grids that these free lead programs give you. That's just no way to grow. And top producers know that free lead programs are not for them because that fine print of not owning their policies, not owning the renewals, not owning the block of business, but getting almost no reward That's not a fun game when you're trying to get going in final expense insurance sales. 100% or more or less commissions to do that to yourself. And some folks don't know any better, and that's okay. That's what this video is about. I hope it keeps you in the best position possible, and that's where knowledge is so important. So, commissions, number three, very important to you. You shouldn't be earning 40s, 50s, and then if you're a boy, you get an additional 10%. Just not a great way to grow your business when you could be an independent agent like what we are here at jasonfinalexpense.com. And we do recruit and partner with powerful insurance agents like yourself nationally. We recruit agents to sell life insurance, Medicare insurance, and annuities, paying great compensation to help you create the success path that you so desperately desire. We're here to empower you, not to hold you down with some program that pays you almost nothing. All right. Now, number four is a big when you join freely programs, you're giving up your freedom. Freedom is probably why you got into this industry in the first place. You're going to find that when you're with a free lead program, you don't get the freedom to control your time. They're going to treat you like a W 2. You will do these hours, you will do this, you will do that. That's not great. Their freedom is something that you're going to find with a free lead program you just gave up. They're free to get paid the renewals. They're free to own your policies. The company's free to get paid great compensation. You get a tiny little piece and you're not feeling really profitable right now. And now they control you like a W 2. You will show up to training. You will do this. You will do that. And you're like, are you kidding me? Never worked so hard for so little in return. And this is why the best final expense telesales agents don't partner with free lead programs. They just don't do it. People that made the mistake of joining a free lead program, the top producers are out of there fast. Watch the writing on the wall. The top producers won't stay because once they get there, they're gone. They know they can earn 100% or more commissions. They want to own and control their freedom to be able to travel the nation and not get told what to do all the time. Doesn't mean they're not tremendously disciplined, but nobody likes getting told when to work and when to come, when to go. All right. You want to control your freedom, but also control your financial gain. This is why it's so important to understand that your leads are the lifeblood of this business. But freedom with your leads, you may find if you have a bad day or two, the company that you are with for that free lead program can cut your access to exclusive leads and then make you cut your teeth again like you're a brand new guy on a bunch of aged leads. They own and control everything. And if they control the leads, they control you. Don't show up to a couple meetings, you're going to find you won't get the best of leads because they're going to use that lead as leverage over you. Be like, oh, you don't want to show up to my meetings? Okay, sorry. The leads are just a little low. Enjoy that shared lead queue. Enjoy those age leads over there. Let me know when you sell something, and we'll maybe get you back if you start acting right. They can use leads like a almost weapon against you, and that is something that a lot of folks don't know about in the arena of this. And that isn't saying that all free lead programs are wrong for you. You may find out it's a right fit, but you want to know who controls the leads. Are you going to require me to do certain things, step into trainings every week, every day? What do you require of me, and what are you going to give me with leads? Is it guaranteed to be exclusive leads right away or not? You want to know this in the beginning so that you've got transparency with this and know if you should proceed down this direction, or maybe you're going to be like, well, if top producers don't do the free lead program, why would I? I'm okay taking the risk. Now, number five is a big deal, and this is talking about vesting. Who owns the business? We know you don't own the policies most likely, but vesting is very important. Are you going to have to be there for 2 years, 5 years, 15 years before you even own the business or a piece of it? Just know that vesting schedule is very important. You want to know that you're vested day one. Agents that we recruit and partner with nationally to sell life insurance and Medicare, they own their block of business on the very first day. Meaning if you sell the business, it's your renewal for life. If you sell the business, it's your block of business so that you make those bucks, not somebody else. Don't sell yourself short just because maybe you're in a place that you're nervous. It's all about having good training, good skill set, and having a little bit of risk to know that you can take that reward home. But vesting schedules, number five, are very important. Most times you're not vested with these free lead programs for a long period of time, if ever. You want to watch out for the fine print. You want to find out early so that you don't mess this up for yourself. And you're not maybe meaning wrong, but maybe you just didn't know any better. But vesting schedule is very important, as well as what's called a non solicitation clause. So let's say you're on a freely program, you're getting paid horrible commissions, 40, 50s, 30s in your percentile. And then you find out that you sold your mom a policy and you realize, whoa, I'm getting paid 100% less than I could be if I went independent at an organization like, for example, jasonfinalexpense.com or other great organizations. I'm going to go somewhere else. Well, if you sold your mama a policy, there may be a non solicitation policy that says you can't sell your mom another policy for 2 years or more. You want to find this out early. Am I vested day one? And is there a non solicitation policy as well? Please read the fine print so that you know that you're fine with it, or you find it out and go, you know what? This is why top producers don't do free lead programs. Very powerful information for you. Number 6 is a big deal. You got to understand that where there is risk, there is reward. It's a performance based business. If you perform, you get powerfully paid with triple digit commissions if maybe you're independent with the best handshake in the nation, or you cut your risk and you cut the reward in really bad ways that you didn't even see by not owning your policies, not owning your residual, not capitalizing because you got cut so deeply, 100% less commission. Wowzers. Can't even talk today. That's expensive when you can buy leads for as cheap as $5 a lead statewide, exclusive leads. Why would I not take the risk to experience 100% or more reward? Do you see why top producers don't stay in free lead programs if you don't own your hard work? You got to have this head on your shoulders that says, you know what? I'm going to head out and do what's best for my client. But if I'm going to sell this client, I'm going to make sure that I can serve them for the life of the policy. Because if you start in a free lead program, that client, that prospect believes in you. That's who they bought, right? The product was great, but they bought you. And you're like, oh, I'll service you, Mrs. Johnson. And you find out you don't own the policies. That means when I leave that organization, I'm now letting that consumer be handled by whoever comes next, and they're not you. So if you want to own and control your block, the best handshake may be to be an independent agent with very inexpensive leads. You can get age leads way under $2 a piece. You can get exclusive leads for as cheap as $5 a piece. You can even get some local presence leads within a 30-mile radius of where you live as cheap as $6 a lead when you partner right. And if you need these powerful resources or you need a good work family to call a home, jasonfinalexpense.com will glad to help you. Remember, you've got what it takes, but take these tips into account so that you can do some work and know, you know what? Free lead programs may work for you or maybe not. You're ready to take that risk because you know that the reward is what you desire. If you take that risk, you got a chance of it. Even when 90% may not make it, you may find that there's no better life than when you succeed in this business. Sell policies, but own the policies. Sell policies, but own the renewals. Own the residuals. Sell policies, but don't get paid 30, 40, 50%, 55. Are you kidding me? And then maybe they can lower you, or maybe your free lead program starts at 50% and then they lower it down to some weird scale. They're in control, my friends, not you. You want to control your business. Telesales is about control, but the opportunity when you first start off starts with you controlling the conversation, with knowing these data points so that you can decide if a free lead program may be right for you or maybe not. This is what top producers do. They ask the questions, they get the answers, and then they know if they want to actually move forward with that handshake or go, you know what, I'm going to head in a different direction, own my business, get paid a lot more, and maybe put my hands on leads when they're not that expensive and make a lot more money as a result if you're a top performer. Hope this helps you. If you need a good work family to call a home, jasonfinalexpense.com. We'll see you soon.